Mr. President, you see, also I get disappointed because, and not just me, I've been on the Immigration Service for about a month. The Immigration Service wrote this to me, and I'd read. Danny, open the Mr. Fred Chamens's article on social media for me. There's another gentleman who wrote, but usually I don't respond to those things. I'm responding because it's Mr. Fred Chamens, because I've known him since 2008. I've worked with him before. So he's like a big brother to me and all of that, so that's fine. Immigration Service wrote to me and wrote to my producer. I have asked more than 60 questions. The Immigration Service chose 10 out of the numerous questions I had raised to talk about. Okay. Now, one of the issues I had raised was about the body selection in terms of height. Because, and then let's go to that officer's, so you can give me the folder. Because the Immigration Service themselves, and these are some military friends that I have told me that at the Elwak Stadium, they had been told about the height requirement. The Immigration Service regulation, which is quoted copiously when it suits them, is also very clear on promotions and how it should be done. I've raised questions, but this was Mr. Fred Chamens. He says, let's tread cautiously. I chanced upon a video this morning of my nephew, Kwesi Elsei Danso Oforiata, Facebook page, and watched an expose on the Ghana Immigration Service about the selection of recruitment procedures adopted by them by the indefatigable brother of mine, Johnny Beresford Hughes, on TV3, his program Johnnies. But ordinarily, I would have called him behind the scenes to spank him. But since he brought it in the public domain, I also need to address it here. No malice intended. In doing so, he described and referred to one successful applicant of the Immigration Service as Kapwepwe. That is the parlance used in describing little people, which I find a bit demeaning, looking at the body language Johnny used in referring to him on live TV. Recently, a friend of mine, Antonio Safo, shared his experience in the U.S. when he referred to little people. There's an interview as diminutive. They didn't take it lightly and had to apologize unreservedly. From my little research, people with such heights are recruited into the security service based on certain special and professional occupations they have. For example, a prolific instrumentalist, medical doctor, yada, 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 and all of that. I don't think this guy who didn't recruit himself into the Immigration Service needs to be humiliated like this on TV. At least his face could have been covered to avoid such societal name calling. He didn't choose his height. He was born. Johnny, my brother, next time, bite gently, because some of us will tell you as it is, since some of us want you to succeed. Kindly render an unqualified apology to the person you refer to as Kapwepwe. Oh, you will adore Medasi, and thank you. Well, for me, this is my senior brother. Now, where I grew up in Abosokan, yesterday I went to Abosokan, Sabun, Gida, when we go to Gaskia for shows. You see Kapwepwe. Now there's Don Little, there's Taputi, there's Shotingo, there's Apalahala. It's a local parlance for short people. When you tell us that you are recruiting people for general duties, and they must be of a certain height, and then you have somebody recruited with an HND, the gentleman in question, he was recruited with an HND, and put on an inspector rank. I didn't want to talk about this. HND, put on an inspector rank. He's been on general duty. He has no special skill. He's not a bandsman. He's not an artisan. He's not a sportsman. No special skill. General duty. HND. And under this post, when you go and read, you find, when they insult you, John is not a journalist, this, that, the usual, is okay. But I'm telling you, Mr. Fred Chamens, Fredima, we have worked together, but I know you've known me since 2008. He's an HND holder, inspector. He has no special skill. He was not recruited for special skill. So this professional special skill matter that you are drawing into it, please, I beg you. Now, let me ask the Immigration Service this question. Is it true that after I spoke about this gentleman, you have moved him from general duty and put him in the, the intelligence section, who are allowed to work in Mufti, so he has stopped wearing the uniform? Is it true? Is it true? Because you told the people you have a certain minimum requirement of height. I said the man is an HND holder. He was put on the inspector rank straight for general duty. He's not a sportsman. He's not a tradesman. And my father was head of industries, trade, and development before. So I know what I'm talking about. He's been moved to the intelligence section where they are allowed to wear mufti. Is it true? I'm asking you, is it true? And you see, Mr. Frechimesa and all those people who are interested in this, I thought that we would have come together because I've spoken about a myriad of issues about the immigration service. I've spoken about people who are, Danny, let's go back to the first page. I've spoken about people who have been promoted 2 times in a day. Danny, pause. Play that video of the officer being decorated. Chief Superintendent Doku, play his video for me. He himself admits that he should have gotten the rank in 2028.
I don't 2028. Now whatever. Immediate na mission. My power trend already. Why you correct and salute before I continue? After that, you salute. Yes, you are right. Challenge now. Good afternoon, sir. Sir, may I have your permission? Is it, sir? Yes, sir. No. I'm not out to watch it. Madam, you say.
So I thought that we would have joined hands and then spoken about something like this. The man himself in the video, the man who was being decorated with the pecs, he said that this was going to be this rank was going to be given to him in 2028, but he has it now. Now, in the response that the Immigration Service brought, they said, oh, the man had successfully participated in all the processes according to the LI. That's a lie. The man was on interdiction in 2016 when the interviews and the exams were held. Did you call him from interdiction to come and write the paper, do the interview, and then go back on interdiction before you called him back to promote him? See, when you want to tell lies, you tell lies well. You package the lie well. I thought that I would have been joined so that the fake receipt issuing syndicate affair, which I spoke about, where one man, an officer, and here I'll mention the name. Last week I said I was going to mention the name. That one man benefited from 97,000 US dollars. We are meeting IMF today to go and beg for dollars. Immigration Service, fake receipt, 97,000 US dollars. He was not rebuked. He was not interdicted. He was moved from Accra. He was put in Alerigu. He is one of the side people of Mr. Lotte. He's at the top. He is the hatchet man for Mr. Techi, the Controller General, who has gotten a contract extension. By the way, Mr. Lotte is also 64 years old. DCOI Lotte, account section, is left off the hook. And guess what? Mr. Lotte is in charge of visa. Connection? I don't know. I'm saying we are going to IMF today to beg for money. Somebody has printed fake receipts and benefited from 97,000 US dollars. I thought I would have been joined to fight this canker. But no, we are interested in height. So we major in all the minors. I've spoken about people being promoted, and tomorrow I'll get back to more of the issues. 2 times in a day. I'll tell you an ACI who was promoted 2 times in 1 year. The year has not ended. 2 promotions. I've spoken about medical, medical allowance of officers. I've spoken about the fact that people have been put at certain offices, transferred to certain sections and offices. And for 2 months, because there's no office there, they have no work, they are getting salary. I thought I would have been joined. When the president said, let's be citizens or spectators, that's what he meant. I have spoken about people getting into the service, and instead of 5 years, 1 year, 2 years, they are already pregnant. They are the headquarters. Go and find them, and all around the places. I thought that I would be joined to fight that. I thought that when tall people are disqualified from joining the immigration service who are fit, short people will not be passed through. without special skill. I thought I would be joined. But the interest is that, and that was the same thing that they did when I spoke about the fact that the president's ADC is a brigadier general, and that the controller general's motor rider is being promoted to an ASI. They said, oh, I don't know the difference between bodyguard and ADC. So we major in them, we leave the main issue. Learn to grab the substance, please. So, Mr. Chairman, sir, this is not an attack. This is just to say that the Immigration Service has responded. They themselves didn't respond to this height issue. So perhaps we may stop crying more than the bereaved. And to just stress, the man is an HND holder, put on an inspector rank, is not a sportsman, is not a bandsman, is not a tradesman, no special skill. He's doing general duty. And since I spoke about it, he's been asked to move from general duty to the intelligence unit and is wearing mufti. Good morning.